Now, guys, I've covered a similar topic or this topic several times on this channel in reference to the brothers saying that sisters just wasn't feeling them growing up in high school, college, whatever have you throughout life till maybe later on when they're looked at as being the cleanup guy. Now, Terrell Owens, Terrell Eldorado Owens, who you guys may know of as one of the greatest receivers of all time, pause, and also Hall of Famer, he said he had the same issue. Even though Terrell was always an athlete in high school and college, he still said the sisters wasn't checking for him like that. So I'm not gonna hold you guys any further. Let's go ahead and play these clips where Terrell talks about his experience with this that a lot of brothers deal with, that sometimes creates a bias or just basically has them go where they're appreciated. So let's get into it. Let's go.
My experiences with black women growing up wasn't so good. When I started dating white girls, my first experience with white girls is when I went to college. I tried to date some black girls when I was in college. They did not like me. I was skinny. I was strong.
Right.
I was teased from high school, even to college. I got teased for being dark skinned.
Damn,
so
they tease you, cuz?
Yeah. So there was a lot of self-esteem issues.
Right.
No, I'm being dead honest. So when I got my opportunity, when my first experience with a white girl, I'm like, okay, it wasn't bad, but that wasn't. I just totally gravitated to white girls after that.
Right.
That wasn't the situation. So again, my experiences with black women growing up wasn't so good. So, but that still didn't deter me from still dating or pursuing black girls. Right. So my thing now is because I know there's the stigma, the stereotypical of athletes, you know, to go off and date the opposite color, opposite race. But for me now, where I am, it's not even about color. It's not even about race. For me, it's about somebody that I have some chemistry with, good energy, and I get a good vibe with. Right. That's where I am. Like I said, we all want somebody that's attractive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Aesthetics going to play a big part in it. Anybody that says, "Oh, well, I don't care what the person looks like," that's a lie. That's a lie. We all want somebody that we can roll over and wake up to, that, you know what I mean, that looks pleasing to the eye. Everybody's experiences have been different. For me, when I grew up, I was in my high school pretty much is 50, I don't know what percentage black, white, but I lived in a black neighborhood. So at the end of the day, I attempted to date black girls. When I was younger, I wasn't as handsome as I am now. I didn't have this beautiful smile as I had as I have now.
You hit puberty.
Right. I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
And when I bloomed, boy, did I bloom.
Now that was Terrell Owens talking with his good buddy Chad Ochocinco. They both were teammates back in, I believe, 2010, 2011, when they played for the Bengals, both receivers, pause. But what Terrell is saying, I hear a lot of brothers in the comments, a lot of brothers make videos about this and saying he didn't really say anything about him being viewed as corny, but he did say in terms of being teased for being dark skinned, black, whatever have you. Now, Terrell is from Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, and Alabama is one of those places where, from what I hear, and I'm from the South myself, there's a lot of colorism in the black community just in general. But the darker you are, you tend to get teased, even though depending on how much melanin you have, it's looked at as being attractive nowadays. So a lot of women typically want a darker skinned man, especially lighter skinned women. They want a darker skinned. Men really don't care. Men, it's not actually the same thing. But typically you got dark-skinned dudes who end up with light-skinned women. Chad, y'all remember the situation? He was engaged to Evelyn Lozado, and she's a light-skinned woman. So the whole headbutt situation, y'all remember that? And I believe Terrell Owens has 4 baby mamas. I think one of them's white. I don't know about the second. I think the second one's Hispanic, but he's got 2 black baby mamas. And y'all know the whole situation where his pockets was getting drained over that child support. But ladies, I think it's more prevalent in terms of being the corny one. Some brothers that are not hood, some brothers that aren't thugs, some dudes that are squares. Women will look over those guys. I don't think it's so much a complexion issue, unless you're in one of those states. Like I heard in Louisiana, it's pretty bad in terms of the complexion. I covered a video before about a woman a dark-skinned dude calling another dark-skinned woman dark-skinned and all types of stuff like that, and you can't deal with that type of situation, is what he was getting at. So I didn't know it was that strong, and it can be deep-seated colorism that is taught to you at an early age, which is something that he said contributed to his low self-esteem. And I believe it can be more so definitely in women, where your beauty is so important, and women wanting to look a certain way. When we look at our community now, the majority of our women wearing hair that aren't theirs. They're wearing skin lighteners. When you see their photos, they're having filters to make themselves look more lighter, and when you see them in person, they're actually look completely different. It's just one of those things. Now, men, it's only but so much you can do as a man. But men, one of those equalizers at the end of the day is getting paid. Getting paid will open you up to a plethora of women. Now, he mentioned something as well. We all want somebody that's attractive, or I don't think attraction just goes down to skin tone. You want to wake up next to someone. I think when it comes to women, men want to wake up with someone beautiful, obviously. But I think women just care more about a feeling than a look, in my opinion. That's been my experience. I know beautiful women, and they care about how you make them feel. They care about that. They couldn't care less. As much as guys try to argue with me, if you sit back and talk to a woman, she doesn't really care about how a man looks. Maybe a few of them, but she cares about that feeling that he gives her. The guys who aren't as, a woman will tell you, a man that's not as attractive, he will treat her like gold. He will treat her like she's the greatest thing ever. And that's why they seek out those type of guys. These guys will work from sun up to sundown just to be with that type of woman. As opposed to if she got with an attractive man, he won't necessarily treat her the same way. This is what women have said. Now, fellas, if you want to date a white chick, if you want to date a Hispanic chick, if you want to date whoever, it's about who appreciates you. So if anyone calls you a sellout or whatever have you because you decide to deal with a different race of woman, hey, that's just that, man. But I think that that's something that this man is, I think he'll be 50 this year. This man, he's telling it like it is. He's lived that life. He's been obviously one of the greatest receivers ever. So he's had the cash, he's had the bread, and I'm pretty sure he had access to different women. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about this situation? Have you experienced something similar? Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2. Bring it back. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50. Can't forget Tony. 50. Can't forget Tony. 50.